Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes just to allow all the participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. So just give us a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. However, it is not like we'll be on mute and waiting for everyone to join. We'll just use this time to discuss and interact among ourselves. So, first of all, I'll be sharing with you how we'll be conducting this webinar and how you can get the maximum benefit out of it, and how you can get answers to your questions, queries, etc. Right? So, we'll discuss all that. So, just give me a quick second to check the live streaming. This webinar is getting live streamed, so just give me a quick second. Need to check if everything is working fine. All right, so everything seems to be working fine. Let me just also close that. All right, so back to you. So once again, I can see there are a few members who have just joined. So good evening, a warm welcome to all of you. And as I mentioned earlier, we are just waiting for everyone to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. And in that time, I'm going to share with you firstly about the structure of this webinar. So, the objective of today's webinar is to understand how you can create a digital catalog for your export business, right? So, what is the step by step process? We are going to understand all of that in detail. So, obviously, that's the objective, but we'll not straight away jump onto that. We'll understand about what is a digital catalog and how many types of digital catalogs are there. And then we'll also understand about Indian Business Portal, because being an exporter, you must be on Indian Business Portal. So, what is Indian Business Portal and how you can leverage it, how you can benefit from it? So, we'll understand all that, and obviously the step-by-step process of creating your digital catalog. So, we'll understand all of that in today's session. While I'm sharing all that information with you, there is obviously a very strong chance or a very uh, big possibility that everything I'm explaining to you may not be clear or may not be understood by you. So, in that case, if there is a query, if there is anything which is not clear to you, how will you seek clarification for that? So, in order to seek clarification or in order to understand anything, there are two options available. One is Q&A, which you'll find down below if you're joining through your laptop or desktop. So down below, you'll see in the navigation, you'll see there is an option which says Q&A. So you can click on that and you can ask your question. The second is chat. So chat is something that we'll be using more actively. So I'll also use that to understand from you what do you think about a particular concept, or what is your thought on that, or what is your understanding of a particular concept, to seek your opinions as well, right? So for that, we'll be using chat. And you can also use chat to connect and interact or connect and network with other wonderful business owners who are also joining us here today, right? So you can also use this as a great networking opportunity to connect and network with other business owners. And God knows, you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in today's session as well. All right. Now, before moving ahead, and I can see it is already time, but before moving ahead, I wanted to clarify two important things. One is obviously what is the benefit that you're going to get in by spending your time here with me. So you're going to understand almost everything related to digital catalog, especially the store creation process or digital catalog creation process, about the types, etc. Right? So you'll understand that. So that is obviously the benefit that you'll get by joining this webinar. You'll gain the knowledge. Now, what can you do with that knowledge? So obviously, you are learning something, but how can you use that? So you'll be able to use that knowledge in creating a digital catalog for yourself and creating a sustainable digital presence for your business. And I'll be talking about sustainable digital presence as well in later part of my demonstration. But you'll be able to create a digital presence, a sustainable digital presence for your business. And obviously, you'll be able to use the digital presence that you're creating by using this knowledge to help yourself and help your business in growing digitally by attracting buyers or international buyers and doing business with them. All right. So I think this is enough talking. This is where we should get started. So I can see there's a large number of members who have just joined. So let me welcome them as well. So good evening and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's session. My name is Adnan. I'm Director SME e-commerce growth at Global Inker. As the title suggests, my functional or focus area at Global Inker is digital commerce. But in addition to that, I actively work on sharing knowledge or information with business owners, especially MSMEs, on how they can use digital and technology to grow in the new normal in today's digital era. Because you'll also agree, and this is a philosophy that I believe in, that in today's day and age, because the technology is evolving so rapidly, the availability of technology is no longer a challenge. Knowing how to use that technology, right? So solution is already available, but you have to know how to use that solution, right? So that is something where especially as a country, we lack. So that's where I try my best to share as much knowledge, as much information as possible. And as part of that initiative, I had the wonderful opportunity of conducting more than 450 such sessions and webinar, and had the wonderful opportunity of interacting with about 12,000 businesses from various countries. So that was a quick and brief introduction about myself. I'll also be sharing my contact details with all of you. So if there's anything which is not clear to you, or if you would want to seek any assistance, or if you want to connect for a one-on-one session with me, you're more than welcome to do that. So I'll be sharing my contact details as well with all of you a little later. All right, so this is where let's begin. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and in next few moments, you'll start seeing my screen. So just let me organize my presentation, and then I'll start the screen share. So it will hardly take few seconds. So just let me quickly do that. So just give me a few more seconds, and it should be coming through now. So this is where. Let me also move the chat and Q&A in the other monitor so that I also have a active visibility on them. Just give me a quick second and let me hide this, because otherwise it will keep obstructing your view. It is absolutely fine for me, but it will keep obstructing your view. And let me also say hi in the chat. So we will be using chat for our interaction. So the first help that I need from you is to know whether all of you can see my screen. So if a few of the participants can confirm if you can see my screen. So you can just chat yes, and I'll know. So thank you, Kishorji, for confirming. And I can see that there are many members who are confirming. I can see there is one member that mentioned that they are not able to see the screen. I think Mr. Bhaskar. So, Bhaskar I'm not sure if you're joining through your laptop or desktop, but this problem sometimes comes with when you're joining through your smartphone. And if you're seeing a wide screen with some orange color text on the side, that is the screen that I'm presenting. So, obviously, don't uh, think that there's some technical issue. But if you're not able to see the screen at all, then a suggestion, and especially if you're joining through your mobile device, in that case, you can log off out of the meeting of this webinar for a few minutes, and then update the mobile application and join back again, and that should fix the issue. All right, and I can see a few other participants have also mentioned that they are not able to see the screen. So, and surprisingly, the number is a lot. I think I can see four or five of them saying that. So what I'm going to do is, and this is something for our participants, so I'm going to start sharing it once again, and hopefully it should be fine now. And let me hide this one. All right. All right, so participants can see the screen, and this is where we'll get started. So the first thing, and as I mentioned earlier, when I was just giving you a brief about how we'll be conducting the webinar, so I did mention that we'll be starting with a very basic topic, or starting with a very basic or grassroots level topic, and that is also important because if your fundamental understanding of the concept is not clear, obviously anything and everything else which is built on top of it will topple at any given point of time, right? So it is like building the foundation. So if your foundation is not strong and sturdy, anything that is there on top of it will topple at any given point of time, right? So understanding the fundamentals is extremely important, right? And I'm not saying, or I am not encouraging that it should be the absolute textbook definition. It is like the fundamental understanding, the common man's understanding. It should be absolutely accurate. All right, so we are going to start with understanding the fundamental concept, and that is what is a digital catalog. And this is where again I'll need your help if few of the participants or all of you can help me understand what do you think is a digital catalog, right? So whatever is your imagination, whatever comes to your mind, right? So it is not necessary that you have to be absolutely accurate or you have to be factually correct. Whatever you think, whatever is your impression of this term digital catalog, you can write that in the chat. So I can already see participants have started sharing. And if you find me looking at the side, I'm just looking at the other monitor where I have the chat open. So where we can show some other product details. I can see there are a number of participants who are sharing their information. Wonderful. So obviously, there are a number of participants who have shared their input, so it is not possible to name everyone, but all of you are correct in your understanding. Obviously, it may not be entirely factually correct or scientifically correct, but in terms of your understanding, you are somewhere there. Let me just add on top of it so that you have a better understanding about this concept. So, firstly, let me share with you the textbook definition of this concept called digital catalog. So, digital catalog, and this is a textbook definition, and just going to read from the slide. Digital catalog is a website or a computer file used to provide examples of a person's work or product offering by a business in a digital format which can be easily accessed digitally by prospective customers. So that is the textbook definition or textual definition. Sorry, I think I pressed something on the keyboard. So that is the textbook definition of digital catalog. But again, like I'll not ask you to go there or try to understand or make sense of it. Let me make it simpler for you. So a digital catalog is basically a website. All right. Now this is where you must be thinking, why are you not calling it a website? Why are you like taking us in circles and saying digital catalog? You could have told website also, but there's a difference. There are certain qualification criterias which are laid down. If a website has these features or capabilities, then only it qualifies to be referred as a digital catalog. What are those qualities or features which make a website a digital catalog? So let me show you that. So the first feature or quality that a website should possess to be called a digital catalog is that its capability to showcase product or services. If a website cannot show product or service, or it is not showing information of the product or services being offered by a particular business, in that case, it cannot be qualified or it cannot be called a digital catalog. It is not a digital catalog, it is a website. All right. So that is the first qualification criteria. The second qualification criteria is that it has the capability to receive orders or generate leads. Either of the two, it has that capability, or both of them. So it can generate leads, or it can get orders or receive orders for that business. So that is the second qualification criteria. And the third qualification criteria is it showcases information about that business as well, right? Which is, I've also written assumed in the slide, because there's something which we all assume, that if a business is creating a website about themselves for themselves, then obviously it will have some information about that business as well. All right. So this is the simple definition of digital catalog in common man's language, right? So a website which can showcase product or services of a business, it has the capability to receive orders or generate leads, right? Because many businesses, they are not comfortable, right? So online shopping is not something that every business or every other business wants to do. They want to receive orders, or they want to receive inquiries, not orders. Instead of orders, they want to receive inquiries from a prospective buyer, that can be importer or domestic B2B buyer. So either of the two. And the third qualification criteria is it also has the information about the business, which we are considering it should be there. All right. Now, before I explain this with examples, because this where again is kind of boring, just looking at the slide and trying to make sense of it is absolutely boring. So I will take you to the examples so that you can understand it in a better way. But before that, let me also share with you how many types of digital catalog can be there. So there are broadly four types of digital catalog that can be there. First is which can help you generate leads. Now, many people confuse it between product and services. So obviously, it is the same digital catalog. Someone is using it to sell product, and the other person is using it to sell services, right? So it is the same technology that you're using. It is just the front end terminology. The service name is different. The way the service is described is different, obviously, but the technology remains the same, right? So the type does not change. The type changes based on the action or interaction that you want to have with your prospective customers, right? So the first type of digital catalog that you can create, and which I've written here in the slide as well, is generating leads. So this is where you are generating leads, or you're generating inquiries through digital catalog. The second type is where you're generating orders, online shopping. The third is where you are doing both the things at the same time. Now, how is it possible? You might be thinking. I'll show you an example. And the fourth type is where regular or routine B2B ordering happens. So that is the fourth type of digital catalog that can be created. All right. Now, enough of presentation. Let's go back to or go to another slide, not just go back, go to another window, and let's try to understand with few examples. And I'm going to start with a B2B examples, because the other one is relatively easier to understand, because most of us do online shopping, so that's where we are able to relate to it. But B2B is something which needs a little more explanation and detailing. So that's where we'll understand, or we'll start with the B2B example. So this example that you're looking at on your screen, and by the way, all the examples that I'm going to show to you, you can see I have roughly like 30 odd websites open in front of me. So all of them are exporters, and we are looking at their digital catalog. So this is an agree product exporters, and we are looking at their digital catalog. Now here, you can see there are various products which are listed here, and we can go through product section as well, and that's where we can see the various products that they deal in. But this is an example of the first type of digital catalog, that is generating leads. So how the leads are getting generated, that must be an obvious question coming to your mind. So here you can see send inquiry, or if there's a prospective customer and they visit their product detail page, and we are looking at black pepper. So this is where if they're interested in sourcing black pepper from them, then they can click on send inquiry, and they'll be able to send an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to buy black pepper or these many tons of black pepper from you. And you can share the quotation. And then if any additional information is required, they can connect back with them and take the discussion forward. All right. So that is first type of digital catalog. And then I'll show you another example. This is again a hardcore industrial product, industrial motors. And obviously, this is where their products are displayed. So I think we'll have to go to one of the categories page to see their products. So this is where you see the products, right? And this is where the interaction is request quotation. So it is similar to send inquiry. It is just the terminology is different. It is request quotation, where a prospective is requesting for quotation. And if we go to another digital catalog, this is a hospital equipment manufacturer. And here, if there's a medical institution that is interested to buy these blood pressure monitoring machines, then they can send them an inquiry that, hey, we need these many blood pressure monitoring machines, and then they can share the quotation. So this is the first type of digital catalog, or the first type of interaction that you can have on your digital catalog. All right. Now let's move on and let's try to understand the second type of digital catalog. The second type of digital catalog is typically online shopping, and these are also exporters. But obviously, this is not bulk export, this is retail export, where international buyers, retail customers are buying for their personal consumption in smaller quantities. So, an international buyer can come, they can review their products, and they can place an order. So once they have decided that we want to buy this product, they can come here and they can place an order. So this is one example, is another example of a B2C digital catalog catering to domestic as well as international buyers. Right. So add to cart. So any domestic or international buyer that is interested in buying the product, they can come in, they can place an order. Now, related to this, sometimes people have asked few questions, especially related to the B2B catalog. So I'll try to answer them as well, so that you don't have to ask me those questions again. So the first question is related to the currency or the value that you would want to charge from the customer. So, for example, this particular product that we are looking at is around 440 rupees or 500 rupees INR, and you want to charge, let's say, $50 for the same product from a US customer or international customers. So, is it possible to charge differentiated pricing? Yes, it is possible. So, you can add a percentage markup to a currency, or if you want to add different pricing to different products. So, for example, same product in India is for 1,000 rupees, and the same product in US is for $100. That's possible. You can do differentiated product pricing based on the location. That is absolutely possible. We have a feature called auto currency switcher, and using that, you will be able to do the differentiated pricing based on the location of the customer. The second question which gets asked is also related to this, but little different, and that is around payment acceptance and logistic. So what about payment acceptance? How will we receive payments in case there's an international customer wanting to place an order? How will they make the payment? So we already have a number of payment gateways which are pre-integrated onto the platform, so you can use them. We even have international payment gateway called PayPal integrated onto the platform, so you can even use their services to receive payments from international customers. The second part of that question was related to logistic. Okay, we have received an order, we have received the payment as well. How do I ship? So that's where we have logistic shippers like ShipRocket, ShipMax, which are also pre-integrated onto the platform, and you can use their services to deliver uh, your orders internationally as well. All right. So that is this second type of digital catalog. There is a third type of digital catalog in which I will very quickly show to you. This is the third type, and just looking at the visuals, you'll see it, or you'll feel that it is a B2B example, right? So these are all construction equipment, but this is where, if, for example, they also deal in categories which are sometimes also bought for home maintenance or uh, landscaping around house. So that's where, for example, is where we can see there's a lawn mower or there's a bush cutter. So as an individual, if I want to buy this product, I can buy that. Or if there's an international buyer who's wanting to buy it in larger quantities, they can send them an inquiry as well that, hey, we are interested to buy this product. And then they can share the quotation, right? So inquiry and add to cart. So online shopping plus lead generation happening at the same time on the same website, right? So this is an example I wanted to show you. Then we have the fourth type. This is typically used for routine B2B ordering, right? So routine B2B ordering means there are businesses that are buying from you regularly in bulk, right? So there's a customer who comes to your website and places an order. So that is a retail ordering. And obviously, if they are purchasing again, that is a repeat purchase which is happening, but the quantity remains small. So there's no special discount that you're giving, there's no credit that you're giving. But in case of B2B, so for example, this business, they happen to be manufacturer of premixes which are used in coffee, tea, soup vending machines that we see at cafeterias, airports, hospitals, etc. Now, sorry, I have a bad throat, so please bear with me on that. So now coming back to this example, so they have number of these cafeteria operators that regularly buy premixes for their businesses. Now, the conventional ordering or conventional bulk ordering system through phone calls, messages, or salesperson visiting the store is obviously not very efficient. So, in that case, if you want to make that process efficient and bring in digital and technology into that, is it possible? Yes, it is possible, and many large businesses have already done that. So, this is where what this business has done is that they have onboarded all these cafeteria uh, businesses onto this digital catalog. So this is a dual purpose website. So at one end, it is catering to retail customers who are wanting to buy in smaller quantities for their personal use, and for businesses, they can come here and they can log in through a secured login. So this is the form which is used. So if there is a cafeteria business owner that is wanting to get empaneled with them, get listed with them, join them so that they can also start ordering, they can use this part of the form, which where you can see inquiry is written. So they can use this form and they can submit the inquiry that, hey, we are interested to do business with you. And the other part of the form is used for secured login. So once that business is onboarded, or the business they have already onboarded, so they can come here, they can do a secured login, and then they can place an order. Now the question comes, in B2B business, there are a number of factors which are crucial. The first one is pricing, right? So how is the differentiated pricing handled? So, for example, if Adnan is ordering, then Adnan will get 10% discount. And if, let's say, Yogesh is ordering, then Yogesh will get 15% discount. So, is that possible? Yes, it is possible. You can have product level differentiated pricing. You can have supplier level or buyer level differentiated pricing. So, all that pricing is handled very effectively through the system. The second is credit. So can system also handle credit? Yes, it can handle credit. The third is minimum order quantity. So a lot of time there's a pack size requirement. So for example, where you're buying soft drinks, so they come in a pack size of 12 bottles or 24 bottles. Similarly, there can be a understanding between the supplier and buyer as well, that I will give you a special discount, but whenever you're buying, you'll have to buy X number of units, and only then you're qualified to get that discount. So, can that be handled by the system? Yes, it can be handled by the system, right? So, all those nitty gritties which are associated with the B2B business or regular B2B buying, they're all taken care by the system. All right. So, that is the four type of digital catalog that can be created, which caters to both retail and bulk customers that are placing an order. They are not sending an inquiry, they are placing an order, because obviously they understand the product and the terms are already defined. So just coming here and they are placing the order. They are just specifying which quantities, how much, which product, which quantities they want to order, and they can use that. All right. Now, you must be wondering, like, this person has wasted 5 minutes of ours just explaining this particular capability, which does not seems to have any utilization in export, right? Many of you must be thinking, but it does have a utilization export. And I'm not sure how many garment or individuals from apparel industry are there with us. If there are any, you can type yes in the chat. So when previously I had been interacting with businesses or business owners from garment or fashion industry, many of them had this common concern that if we are displaying our latest collection or latest styles on the digital catalog, then there is a surety that they'll be getting copied, they'll be getting stolen, right? That is a common concern. Not only that space, few other businesses also have this concern or this fear that their latest collection or their latest designs might get copied. Now, this capability can be very effectively used to solve that problem. So you don't have to like rely on the conventional methods of sharing PDFs, etc. This is where you can upload all your latest collection as products on your digital catalog and then use this capability. So you onboard your trusted buyers and then give them secure logins. So your products will be there. Your buyers will be able to review your collection at any given point in time whenever they like and give you the order. And at the same time, you're not exposing your latest collection to the general public by displaying it on your website, right? So it is there on your website, but behind a lock and key, and only the people whom you have granted the access, they'll be able to unlock it. All right. So that is the four type of digital catalog, and that is something I believe gives you a great clarity in terms of what type of digital catalogs you can create. There are a few more examples that I'd open, but I'll not be wasting your precious time taking you through all those examples. There's another example of a sari manufacturer. There's Airwigs. Then we have what is this? These are plastic products, and then we have kitchen appliances, uh, agri products. These are Bikaneri bhujia and papad, right? So there are these are all export digital catalogs that are created by various businesses. All right. Now, this is where I will very quickly taking you back to this presentation. And now I will, before we start the main topic of today's discussion, that is how you can create digital catalog for your export business, I will be showcasing you a very interesting and important platform that is Indian Business Portal. So Indian Business Portal is an initiative of Federation of All India Export Organization (FIO), which is an apex export promotion body by the Government of India, and Global Linker, which is a digital platform. It is a business networking and digitization enablement platform. So at one end, we allow businesses to connect and network with other business owners from various countries. At the other end, we help businesses, especially micro and small businesses, in digitizing themselves and creating their own digital presence so that they can grow and make their business grow in the new normal. So that is a little background about Indian Business Portal. But why are we discussing about Indian Business Portal? We were supposed to discuss about how to create digital catalog for the export business, right? This is the place from where you'll be starting the journey, and this is the place where you'll be culminating or ending your journey as well of this entire digital catalog creation. So it starts from here, it ends here. So that is why it is extremely important, and this is where I will now take you back to the presentation. So Indian Business Portal basically has two objectives, and what are those two objectives? The first one is to help you create your own digital catalog. Now, this where if you were present when we initially started, or in the first few minutes, we were discussing about the structure of the webinar, and that's where I used a term called sustainable digital presence, and that's where this digital presence, which you are seeing here, comes into picture. Now, when it comes to building websites or creating digital catalog, and I'm not sure how many of you had done that in past, but there are multiple cost elements which are associated. For example, you have to take care of hosting, you have to take care of annual maintenance charges, you have to take care of SSL, you have to take care of domain registration, etc. Right? So there are a number of variables which are there. Now, because of those variables, and if you're considering or at one end, if you're thinking about all those variables and variables or cost heads, and at the other end, if you're keeping a picture of a micro or small business, and then you try to equate them, that's where you will also agree that it is not sustainable for many businesses. I'm not saying for most of them, but for many businesses, it is not sustainable. They start very soon. They start getting this feeling, right? Why am I investing in all that, right? So why am I investing? I can save that money and invest it somewhere else and then grow. And that's where obviously that is not the right thing to do. So that's where it becomes difficult for businesses to have a continuous digital presence, right? And that is the bigger challenge that Indian Business Portal and Global Linker is trying to solve, is to provide to micro and small businesses a sustainable digital presence, right? So that is something which is affordable, you can use it, and it is feature rich as well, so that you can use it to grow your business as well, right? So that is your own digital presence that you're creating. And obviously, it is needless to mention that as a country, especially in the export sector, many businesses or a large number of businesses are non-digitized, right? So forget about having a website; they don't even have an email, right? You will know in your circle that there are such exporters as well. So that's where, as a country, it is a big problem for us, and this is how we are going to solve it by enabling each exporter or each business in the export business to create their own digital presence. And how does that help? How does that help? So it helps in two ways. One is it makes you discoverable on the internet, and your products also discoverable on the internet. So tomorrow, if there's someone in US looking for buying your product, there is a chance. I'm not saying there's an absolute surety, but there's a chance that they may be able to find you, they may be able to discover you, and they may be able to do business with you, right? So that is a big problem that we have to all solve collectively. That's where obviously you have to create the digital catalog so your effort is the maximum. And the second point related to that visibility is the second objective of Indian Business Portal, and that is to give you all visibility in front of international buyers. So once you have created the digital catalog, giving that visibility becomes simpler and sustainable as well. So that is the second objective. So again, what is the objective of Indian Business Portal? To allow you to create your own sustainable digital presence and to provide you visibility in front of international buyers. So that is uh, the objective of Indian Business Portal. Now, I will also give you a quick glimpse of the entire ecosystem, because it is a very large ecosystem that you are now going to become part of it. And that is where sometimes it is difficult to understand the entire ecosystem in one go. So I'm going to explain that on this slide very quickly. So this is your business. I've also written your business here. So this is your business, and you are creating a digital catalog, your own digital presence. And that digital catalog then gets linked with Indian Business Portal, right? So once that linkage happens, your product or service offering starts appearing on Indian Business Portal. So you're adding them here. Once this linkage happen, they start appearing here. All right. So that is about the joining process, how you are joining Indian Business Portal, how you are listing your product or service offering. Now, how will it benefit? Obvious question. So, FEO, which is Federation of All India Export Organization, a Government of India entity, is putting efforts to bring international buyers onto Indian Business Portal. So once these international buyers are being invited, or they're coming to Indian Business Portal, they are either connecting with the exporters directly, or they are submitting their buying requirements, which you can review on Indian Business Portal. I'll show you, if time permitted, where you can go and review. Now, because you have a digital presence in form of a digital catalog, you can use that for doing your own marketing and promotional activity, and you can also attract international buyers onto your digital catalog and do business with them, right? So you also have that option. And the third is business community. So you are also becoming part of a business community which has members from 150 countries, and once you have joined this community, you can do business networking with other international businesses and generate business or inquiries through that as well, right? So this is the entire ecosystem I wanted to show to you. All right, so this is where now we will switch the screen and we'll go back to Indian Business Portal. And now I'm going to explain to you the step-by-step process of creating your digital catalog. So the first step is obviously you have to go to Indian Business Portal and then you will see there's an option which says sell on Indian Business Portal, register as Indian exporter. So you have to click on this option and which will open this page. I've already opened that. So this is the page which will open up. Now I'll strongly recommend that you should review this page. There are a number of videos embedded here. Please watch these videos. And if you go down below, you'll see there's a section called Frequently Asked Question. This is a very useful section. You'll find this section fairly informative because you'll be able to understand about a number of frequently asked questions. So there's a number of questions which are listed here. If you go through here and you may have certain doubts, etc. So all of those doubts, etc. will get clarified if you're reviewing the frequently asked question section. So whenever you have time, please do review that as well. Now coming back to the journey, and because we were a little distracted, so I'll just explain the process once again. So the first step or the starting point is opening Indian Business Portal. And once you have open Indian Business Portal, then you have to click on register as Indian exporter, which will open this page. On this page, you'll have to click on this option which says create your catalog, which will open this page. On this page, you'll see there is a video that we have added on the page itself. Now, this is a sincere request that I'm making to all of you that before starting this journey, please do watch this video if time is not of a problem. Like you don't have a paucity of time, then please do watch the video. There's a video which will open up. But in case time is a concern, you and it is like 20 odd minute video. And if you're not interested to watch the video, just keep the video open alongside. So at any given point of time, if you are feeling confused, you can go back and refer to the video and it will help you clarify your doubt. All right. Now, obviously, I'll not be wasting your precious time on playing this video or by playing this video. So we will just fast forward this video so that I can walk you through these steps. These are very, very easy and simple steps. So the obvious step, which is opening Indian Business Portal, is also explained in the video. And then you have to click on create your catalog. This is the place where we saw the video, or from where we opened the video. Now, in the adjoining form or this form, on this form, you have to just enter for your first name, last name, email ID, and create a password. After that, click on agree and continue. Input your mobile number, do an OTP verification, and after that, you have to input your GST number, and then you have to input your company name. Select the legal entity type, input the location, the Google location, and after that, all the other details like country, state, city, PIN code, all of that will get pre-populated. In case any edits are required, you can do that. Click on next, and then here you have to select the industry do you belong, or which industry do you belong, and you can do that by using the drop down. So there is where you'll see there's a drop down. You can use the drop down, or you can just type the industry name here or the name of the products that you offer, and you'll be able to select the relevant industry. And then in the next screen, you have to select a category and subcategory. So it is a multi-select field, so you can select more than one category. So, for example, you are a manufacturer and exporter. So you should select both the fields. Now, this is also important to do because this is where you're telling the system that this is what I do. And tomorrow, when AI is doing the matchmaking, if tomorrow there is a international buyer looking for a manufacturer and exporter of a product, let's say shoes, system will know that this person manufactures and exports shoes. So they will, or the AI will shortlist you and present you as a prospective supplier of the products, right? So this is important information and you should select the relevant fields. After that, this page will open up, and on this page, you have to click on convert now. But before we move ahead, many times people have curiously asked me that what are these? So these are used for adding products to your profile. So if you don't want to create a digital catalog, and which is certainly not the case with you, so you can use this feature. So this is not relevant to you. You can just ignore them and straight away click on this big blue button which says convert now, and which will open this overlay. On this overlay, you'll see there are three simple questions that you have to answer. What is the main purpose? How many products would you have? And would you like to have them in a order quantity feature? And select an appropriate answer to that, and then you'll come to the screen. Although technically this stage will take around 5 minutes at max, not 5 minutes. Sorry for the fumble. 5 seconds at max. Uh, Realistically, when you're going through this stage, but this is where personally I've seen that many businesses or many business owners like yourself get stuck because there are certain myths or misconception or difference of understanding which is causing those uh, confusions. So, what are those myths or misunderstandings? We'll try to understand them as well, right? So, we'll spend a minute here to understand about those so that when you're going through this stage, you don't get confused and you don't get stuck. All right. The first misconception or myth that I've seen people have is that a particular design theme is for one type of product. So, for example, here we are seeing electrical motors, or here we are seeing electronics. So, if you are someone who's not dealing in electronics, you cannot use this theme. That is absolutely not the case. The theme can be used, so any theme can be used by any business. The visuals that you're seeing here, or the product images that you're seeing here, they're only for representation purpose, example purpose. If you're showing you the blank uh, layout with placeholders, then obviously you'll not be able to make sense of it. It will look very confusing. So that's why we have used product visuals, but these are only for example purpose, only to help you understand how help, only to help you visualize that how my digital catalog may be looking like, right? It's only for that purpose. All right, that was the first misconception. The second misconception that we have seen is that once you have selected a particular design template, you will not be able to change, which is also wrong because you'll be able to change very, very easily. You'll not believe me, you'll be able to change from one design template to another design template in 2 seconds. Right? So technically, you can do the change, but realistically, because you have to also resize the banners and you have to do a little bit of color customization also, so it takes a little longer than 2 seconds. But technically, from one template to another template within 2 seconds, you'll be able to change, right? So it is not something that you have to be worried about, that if I'm choosing something, I'll not be able to change, right? So this is not like once in a lifetime sort of a thing. You can change it at any given point of time as you want. And this is where another unwanted suggestion that I would want to give to you is that don't get overly fascinated with it. I'm using a fancy word, but what I'm intending to say to you, and this is something which I've also seen people do, that they spend a large amount of energy and time just deciding which design template should be there for their website. I'm not saying it is wrong, but this is something which will be changing in near future. How far is that near future? Not more than a year, right? And it is kind of a best practice in this industry, digital commerce industry, that every 12 months you should be changing the look and feel of your digital catalog. And the easiest way to change the look and feel of your digital catalog is by changing the template, right? So it is not like you're marrying it, it will be changed in matter of months, right? So don't spend a unreasonable amount of time and energy there, right? It's something you're bound to change in near future. So don't get overly fascinated with it, right? So that was the second misconception related to this design template thing. Now, the third misconception is something that all of us, it is not a misconception, it is actual problem, and that all of us, including myself, have, and many of us don't realize it. Any guess on what that problem is from the audience? What do you think? what is that problem, which including myself, we all of us have, but we don't, many of us don't even realize that we have that problem. Any thoughts? You can add that in the chat. Any thoughts? What is that problem, which is sort of affecting all of us, and you don't realize what that problem, and many of us don't even realize we have that problem. I think no one is, no one has any clue what that problem is, because I can't see any new chats coming in. So let me just share that with you. What is that problem? The problem is, which theme should you choose for your business? Because as a business owner, as a business professional, obviously we need our website, our digital catalogs to look absolutely stunning, absolutely impressive, so that when international buyers or any other prospective customer is coming to our website, to our digital catalog, they should be impressed, right? That's what we want. But this is where we have a very tricky situation, because everything is looking nice. This is looking nice. This is also looking nice. This is also looking nice. This is 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 nice. How do you choose? Everything is looking nice. How do you choose? Problem. And that was the problem I wanted to clarify to you, or wanted to share with you. And that is something which many of us don't even realize, that we have that problem. This is the problem of plenty. We have too many options. How do you choose, and how do you decide that which one should be good for your business, right? So there's a process that you can follow. The process is that you have to firstly go through this entire process. You have to complete all these steps, and after that you have to upload few of your product or services, in case you're dealing in services, few of them, right? 2 3 will suffice. And then go to the theme section, apply a theme, see how your product or services are appearing, and apply the second one, see how your product and services are appearing, and keep repeating that. Obviously you'll have to go through all the themes, and it will take some time. It will take half an hour, 45 minutes, but you will have absolute understanding or absolute clarity in terms of which theme is showcasing your product or services in the most beautiful manner. So that was a peculiar problem that sometimes we face, and many times we are not even aware of. All right, so that is about the stage 2. Once you have selected a design template, this is the last overlay which will open up. On this overlay, you will see there are two input fields. First is the store name, which is basically the business name, and it is magically populated here. It is basically copied or brought forward from the previous screen where you entered your business name. So it is the same thing here. But if you want to make any changes to it, you can do that. If there are businesses that operate popular brands and you want to create the store in the name of brand, you can also do that. That is possible. So that is the first field that we have here. The second field is the store URL. This is where we'll again go a little backwards, or we'll take a step back, and we'll try to understand it on the grassroots level, granular level as well. So what is the URL? So URL is something that we type to open a website. So for example, if you have to open Indian Business Portal, you type Indian Business Portal, or if you have to open Google, you type google.com to open that website. Similarly, tomorrow, if you have to, or if a prospective buyer has to open your website, what should they be typing? That's what we are trying to define here. Now, you may see a code written here like you're seeing on the screen, or it may be blank. So it may be blank, or it may have code. But what are you expected to do? You are expected to type the name of your business without space or any special character. So again, I'm repeating it for everyone's reference. What are you expected to do? You're expected to type your business name without any space or special character. All right. Special character means like hashtag, underscore, etc. None of that is permitted. So you are expected to type your business name without any space or special character. Numbers are allowed. So it can have alphabets from A to Z and numbers from 0 to 9. So numbers and alphabets are allowed, but no space, no special character. So that's what you are expected to do here. Then you have linker.store. Now, this is something which confuses a lot of our participants, that what is this linker.store? Can't we have like abc.in or bharatexports.com? Yes, certainly you can have that, but that is done once you have completed the setup. This is something that we are giving to our members absolutely free of cost. Obvious question, why are we doing that? What is our hidden agenda? And that again ties back to the point which I mentioned to you earlier, creating sustainable digital presence. This also becomes sometime a challenge. So, for example, you are taking your website live on your own domain, so you have to bear the cost of domain renewal, registration and renewal. You have to bear the cost of SSL registration and renewal, right? So there are certain costs which are associated, and many micro and small businesses are not able to uh, accommodate that. Obviously, they are not sure in terms of what type of returns they'll be getting out of it. So, and that's where we want to make this process as convenient as possible. And whenever they are confident, they can confidently take it live on their own domain, right? And we will help. In fact, if you're facing any challenge, our team will be more than happy to help you in taking your digital catalog live on your own domain, right? So that is for the URL. Now, this is where I can imagine that you must certainly be a little confused. So let me explain that. So this is where you are seeing this websites or this digital catalogs URL, and it says swadproduct.com, or this is thekdesign.com. Right? So this is tanviinternational.com. So all these businesses have taken their online store live on their own domain. So these are our examples where they have taken it live on their own domain. So in case you are wondering, can we take it live on our own domain? Yes, certainly you can do that, and you have seen these examples. Now, this is an example of a business that has continued to use linker.store. So this is where you can see Bhavi Apex Industries linker.store. Now, this is where one thing which I'm clarifying to all of you is that we neither force any of our participant to use our subdomain linker.store, or nor we push them to take it live on their own domain. It is entirely your decision. If you want to take it live on your own domain, you can do that. We will, in fact, help you in doing that. And if you want to continue on linker.store, you are more than welcome to do that, right? So entirely your decision uh, with respect to whether you want to take it live on your own domain or continue to use linker.store. All right. So this is the store URL part, and then I will also show you an example of this where you can see the business name is Reliable Fashion Enterprise, and Reliable Fashion Enterprise is written here without space or any special character. After that, you have to click on Create Store, and you are nearly done. There is one more step that you have to do. To do that step, you have to click on this button which says Store Setup, which will reveal that one more step is remaining, and that is you have to upload at least one product. Now, once you click on it, it will straight away take you to the product upload interface. But many times people have curiously asked me that is there a bulk upload process available, because we already have the data, etc., available, so we can straight away copy paste it, and instead of just spending our valuable time and energy in uploading one product, we can upload multiple products in the same time. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. In fact, in the video also we have clarified that from where you can go and you can download the sample import format for the bulk upload. Now, coming back to the product upload, the entire process is explained in the video in great detail, so we'll not be spending your valuable time there. There are two fields which I will be explaining to you. The first one is GI product, which you can see here. So this is the GI product. Now, the layout you may find a little different because the fields are like little shuffled, but all the fields are the same, which are explained in the video. So GI is geographic indication. These are the specialty products. So, for example, if I'm saying Nagpur, what is that thing which comes in your mind? Obviously, oranges. Or if I'm saying Darjeeling, obviously it is a wonderful hill station. But tea or Assam tea or Kashmir saffron. So these are specialty products which are either cultivated or manufactured or made at a particular location. So Banarsi sari. Now all these GI products have a special place on Indian Business Portal. In fact, you can see GI is the first category as well on Indian Business Portal. Now, these are the various broader categories like agriculture, food stuff, etc. And we have popular locations also. So, for example, Varanasi is a popular location or a popular GI destination, and Banarsi sari happens to be a popular GI product. In addition to that, it is also very popular for wooden lacquer toys. So here we have an example, and I'm not sure how big it is. So I'm just going to quickly open the product detail page. So on the product detail page, you can see there's a GI emblem. So it is saying that is a GI product from Varanasi, and it is Varanasi wooden lacquer toys. So that is how GI products have this special visibility, or they carry this special emblem on Indian Business Portal. All right. So that is about the GI products. You have to click on that button, and then you have to select GI category, and then you have to select GI subcategory, and after that you have to upload GI certificate. Without uploading GI certificate, you'll not be able to specify your product as a GI product, right? Otherwise everyone would have carried the GI tag. No, you have to also upload your GI certificate. Only then you can specify your products as GI product. You don't have to upload it for every product. For one category you have to. So, for example, for saffron, you may have like 10 different products of saffron, but for Kashmir saffron, you have to upload the GI certificate only once. All right. So, that is about the GI certificate. The second point which I wanted to clarify is around categories and subcategories, which we can see here. So, many users confuse these categories and subcategories with the navigation which we are seeing here. So, navigation is created using these navigation. These are created using a different feature called navigation. And this drop downs, or these drop downs, are used to tell the system, to tell your website, please display my products in this category and that subcategory. Why are you doing that? So if we go to Indian Business Portal, and I am just taking you back to the home screen so that I can show you the navigation. So here you can see, for example, we have fashion, apparel, and fabric, and there's an international buyer that is wanting to buy women wedding dress. Just imagine. So they'll come here and they'll click on women wedding dress. And you happen to be a manufacturer or exporter of women wedding dress. So you would certainly want to position or place your products here, right? That's what you would want to do. Now, to do that, or to give instructions to the system, what you have to do is you have to select the category, which you can see there's a drop down. So you'll select the category fashion, apparel, and fabric. And from the drop down, you'll select wedding dress. And that's how you are giving instructions to the system that please display my products in this category, in this subcategory. So that is about the category selection. Now, once you are done, you can move with the rest of the steps. All of that is explained in the video in great detail, so we'll not be spending your valuable time there. So I'll just fast forward the video to the end. And so after you have uploaded the product, you have to click on one product. After that, you have to click on this home shaped icon, and then it will take you to this screen. On the screen, you'll see there is this big button which says unpublished. I'm not sure how clear it is on your screen. So it says unpublished. There's a gray color button, big button. You'll not be able to miss that out. So you have to click on that and turn. So you have to slide it. And once you slide it, it will turn green, and immediately you'll see there's a congratulatory message which says, congratulations, you have created your digital catalog. And you'll see confetti will start falling from the sky. So that is how you'll be able to create your digital catalog. But that's not the end of it. I think I accidentally closed that account. So I'll quickly log into a demonstration account. Just give me a quick second to do that. It will hardly take few seconds. So this is the demonstration account I'm currently logged in, and I will also open the seller panel so that I can explain to you the remaining steps. And apologies for the slow speed. The internet is a little slow today. So the seller panel is now open. So this is the remaining part of the story. Whatever we have learned in the video, this is the store creations. You have completed the process. Congratulatory message, confetti is falling from the sky. Is that end? Absolutely not. There are a number of things that you have to do after that. So once you have gone through that journey, you have to complete the remaining steps. And obviously, the remaining step is to upload the remaining product because you have uploaded just one product. So upload the remaining product. You can upload them one product at a time, or you can upload them in bulk depending on your requirement and how many products you have. So upload that. After you have done that, then you can go to store settings and you can click on store details, and this page will open up. Here you'll see there's a tab which says about your export. So click on that, and then you have to fill this form. So again, it is not a very complicated form. You have to specify whether you're a FIU member or not. You have to input your IC code, and IC is mandatory to showcase your listing on Indian Business Portal. Then type of business, sole proprietorship, partnership, you have to select that. Year of establishment, you have to select. Then you have to select or specify whether you're a manufacturer or a merchant. Are you MSME? Export turnover of previous 3 years. Countries you have already exported to, countries you would like to export to, number of employees, license certificate, extremely important. It helps a prospective international buyer get a better understanding about your business and build that trust as well. Then you have to specify what are the advantages or innovation. Now, this is where you don't have to go literally and explain advantages innovation. You have to basically explain to a international buyer why should they do business with you. That's what you have to explain. And lastly, you have to specify what type of proposals you are interested in. Once you have done this, then you can go to the themes section, which is here as part of the My Store, and go to the theme section, and that's where you can change the theme in case you would want to change. You can go to store preview to upload the banners. You have to do all the beautification of your digital catalog. Obviously, because international buyers will be coming to your digital catalog as well from Indian Business Portal also. And if it is not looking visually presentable, obviously they'll not be connecting with you. So once you have done all that and you are confident that my website, my digital catalog is ready and I can present it and I can impress international buyers, then you should click on this home shaped icon, which will take you to the home screen. Again, my internet is taking a little longer. Let's see if I can do that quickly. Or let me try to open the seller panel here on another tab if it works. All right, so here we have this seller panel, and this is the most important step. So this is where you have to scroll down, and this is where you'll see there's a off section which says link your store and sell on Indian Business Portal. So here you have to click on send request, which will open this overlay. It has two parts. One is this part, which is left side of it, and here you have a number of do's and don'ts. But most importantly, there is a video which is linked here. Again, I'm requesting that you should all review this video because this will help you understand what are the mistakes that can prevent your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal. So please do review this video, and the solutions are also detailed in the video. So it is not like we are just telling you what mistakes you should avoid. We have given you the solutions as well. So you should review the video. And then once you are confident that there is absolutely no mistake on my digital catalog, you can come here. And the last thing that you have to do, because all the fields are pre-populated, you have to just agree to the terms and click on submit. So once you click on submit, a request goes to our operations team to review the store, and then they'll review it, and within 2 working days your store will get mapped if everything is okay. In case there are issues, so they'll reject your request and you'll get an email update, and as well as it will start appearing on your Digital Catalog seller panel. What are the reasons why it is rejected? And then you can work on fixing that issue. All right. So this will be all from my side in today's webinar or today's e-commerce learning session where we talked about how to create a digital catalog for your export business. Now we'll quickly break into the question answer round, and if there are any questions, you can add that to Q&A. So I can see there's a question by Mr. Prateek Shah. Uh, so although the question is not entirely clear to me, I'll just try to share the response based on my interpretation. So if you are referring to Indian Business Portal, so Indian Business Portal, and his question is who is the customer, a domestic customer for this portal. So there is absolutely no domestic customer for this portal because it is a international portal. So it caters to international buyers, right? So importers are basically the audience. It is not catering to domestic buyers, but if you want to cater to domestic buyers, then you can enable ONDC. So ONDC, Dubblinker as a platform is also impaneled or is also linked with ONDC. So we can showcase on ONDC. So same digital catalog can cater to ONDC. So you can showcase products to domestic buyers and you can get orders from there. And you can also be part of Indian Business Portal and you're showcasing in front of international buyers as well, right? So both the things can be done using the same platform. Next question, anonymous attendee, how helpful it is for pharma manufacturers? Certainly, it is helpful for all businesses, and there are already number of pharma manufacturers and traders on the platform. And in fact, one of the example which I showed to you was from the medical equipment industry only. So there are already a number of suppliers or manufacturers on the platform. And I would recommend that you should also join the platform as soon as possible. So that was another question I can see in the Q&A. Next question is from Mr. Prateek Shah. So, Prateek ji, the services, the logistic services which are linked, they cater to the B2C customer requirement. Obviously, for larger, the type of transaction that you are referring to, that is where like a container load or a ship load of commodity is dispatched or is traded in. So that's where obviously the larger container type of logistic, the freight companies are involved. And that type of integration is typically, or that type of interaction is typically handled offline. So that's why we haven't brought that integration onto the platform. In future, if we see there's a requirement, we'll certainly bring that onto the platform. Next question I can see is from Mr. Bhaskar. His question is around the subscription charges or if there's any fee. So as a DIY solution, it is absolutely free. And again, I keep repeating that term, sustainable digital presence. Obviously, it has to be affordable, and only then it can be sustainable. So as a DIY solution, do it yourself solution. It is absolutely free. There are certain freemium features which are available, like premium features. If you want to use those features, you'll have to upgrade to a paid plan. Otherwise, you can continue to use, and the basic plan or the free plan is also very feature packed. I can see a few of the participants are have commented that why haven't we received any inquiry? So this where join me on 3rd, where I will be doing a webinar to help uh, our participants understand where they are missing out on. Obviously, they're yeah, put in an effort, but if you're not getting the results out of it, what is the reason? What factors may be preventing you? So I'm doing a webinar on 3rd, and let me see if I can share the link as well. So just give me a quick second to take out the link. So this is the link. So I've added the link in the chat. You can please do feel free, or I would request that you should join the session. It will give you an insight, especially the participants who have already created their digital catalog. So they can come and join, and it will help them understand what are the mistakes or issues which they may have made on their digital catalog, which is actually preventing them from achieving what they desire. All right. So I've also shared my contact details in the chat. So if any one of you needs any assistance, or you want to connect over a one-on-one session, or if there's any point you would want to seek further clarification, please do feel free to reach out to me or the email. I'm just quickly going through the chat. You can see there's a question by Mr. Abhishek. This is around jewelry export. So for this, I would recommend you can drop an email at ibp@fio.org. So a FIO official will reach out to you, and they'll explain or they'll help you out what all export licenses you'll be needing. Next question from Mr. Prateek Shah. If you're a FIO member, obviously you don't have to uh, pay anything, neither a FIO member nor any other business owner, whether you're a FIO member or not. The platform is free for all, other than the fact that if you want to use certain premium feature, other than that, it is absolutely free for all, and you can use it uh, without paying any subscription fee. Next question is from Mr. Hirsch. What premium services are included? So it does not include any service. It includes features. So there are certain premium features which are there. So one of the premium feature is auto currency switcher, which I explained, which is a great B2C utilization, or there's a feature called supply chain. So there are a number of features which are premium features. So those are included in the premium subscription. Uh, Another common question I can see, can I get the recording of this session? Absolutely. All of you will get the recording of this session. What is SEO site verification? So for search engine optimization, there's a platform called Google Search Console, which helps you understand how your website is performing on Google, right? How many pages are indexed and which search queries your pages are appearing, which pages are appearing, all that is there, right? So for linking Google Search Console with your website, you have to verify your website, and SEO site verification section on the seller panel is used for that part, for linking Google Search Console with your website. All right. This is where I think we have overshot our time limit almost by half an hour now. So I think this is where we should conclude the session. And if there is anything that I may have missed out on, please do feel free to reach out to me or the email. I've already shared my email ID with you in the chat, so I'm going to share that once again. And this is where we'll conclude the session for today. Thank you, everyone, for taking our time and participating in the session. Have a wonderful evening.